Okay, so I am curious what Horang2's going to do. We actually thought he might go carriers in game one, and then he totally didn't. So, oh look, he's got the dimples over there too. He knows it too.
I love StarCraft.
It's not wrong. Oh wow, I see what you did there. Whoop, are we going to get the other sign? Nope,
Green commentators right now are trying so hard to decipher this sign.
We have the answer, guys. This guy's like, do I just keep the sign up?
Just hold it up forever.
Yeah. A lot of support here for all sorts of different players. The KSL studio. By the way, guys, quick reminder, we do giveaways in our studio. I think it's like the equivalent of about $5 to come down here.
Yeah.
$5?
Best
You'd be
deal
crazy
ever.
not to come down here and watch these games live. So, the SCV still moving back home. We're waiting to see where that barracks is going to be laid down. It looks like it's going to be on the outside.
Yeah, so this means that he is going to be going for gasless expansion, just utilizing a bunker for defense early on. And, we'll see if Horang2 tries anything cheeky against this, but generally you just make a few range goons to force them to repair and, go about your business.
Yeah, and that forced repair, to the casual observer, you might say, well, that doesn't do anything, does it? It actually kind of does. It makes them repair and spend money, and those SCVs aren't mining.
If you don't force them to repair, I don't even know what that would look like. Terran would have so much money. Like, it's actually a lot of money that you spend repairing. Like, it takes a long time to get your tank out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that would be really bizarre if anyone ever skipped range.
So we have the SCV coming across the map right now. Now, I imagine that Horang2 is going to pretty easily be able to disguise what he's doing. He's going to get Dragoons out. Generally speaking, the Protoss's base, when the initial scout comes in, is a total poker face.
Yeah.
You can't really get a read on it unless they're doing something totally risky, in which case they might not be as good of a player, because it's probably going to be spotted.
Yeah, you don't really gain that much info. It's more like, does he have a gas? Is there a Zealot on the way? Did he make his Nexus before any units? These are the types of things you're looking for. Other than that, maybe you'll count the pylons, but there's some tricky things Protoss can do with that. So you got to be, he knows that he's not gaining a ton of info. And even if he saw things, you're basically doing the same thing here as Mind. You're getting a very quick factory, almost always two. Immediately, unless you're going to do something
this is so dope.
A little bit crazy, like a dropship, and then you're going to get some turrets.
This is funny because this eBay forces the Protoss to tech a little bit more, which, can be scary for the Terran, but it also says, I know exactly what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Okay, and look at this. He even runs inside the base with the SCV. So far, this game's going great for Mind.
Absolutely. His build order is on point, and just to block this Nexus for this long, Horang2 wanted to expand. Can't expand right now. He's got to go down and force a cancel on this eBay.
It's funny because this actually takes so long to kill it with a Dragoon.
Yeah.
And ultimately, they just cancel it, guys, so it's like...
They get back most of the money. 75% returned.
So, we're now going to finally see this Nexus go up.
Yeah.
What's so funny?
I was just thinking, you build this eBay and then you cancel it a little bit later to slow their Nexus, getting back 75% of the minerals.
Yeah.
It's a better investment than cryptocurrency, man.
It's crazy, yeah, yeah.
But, see, now there is one factor on the way. Let's see if he throws down the second one right away. He should be in just a second, unless he wants to go fast dropship, which is, it's generally considered not as powerful with this build, but you need to mix it in sometimes to really make sure Protoss is playing safe.
Yeah, don't do that. It's actually a little bit tricky sometimes to try to get the Dragoon at the right range.
Yeah.
The range on the bunker can be a little bit deceptive.
Yeah, it's one less than the Dragoon.
So we saw that factory, it's naturally going to be late because they rushed to the expansion so quickly. And what Horang2 is doing with this is he's keeping the Terran so honest you have to use some of your SCVs to try to repair that. And it's actually going to be a starport play from here.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of cool, right? The 2 factory is what is kind of considered really solid because you can get a bunch of vultures out on the map, try to put some pressure on with those, gain some map control. With this, generally what you'll do is get 1 siege tank with siege mode, follow up immediately with 2 vultures and mines. And then the Dragoons basically get pushed back as soon as the siege tank fires once, and they won't poke again because you have siege tanks.
This is a
and
great
then you do the
scout.
drop.
Sorry, I didn't mean to run over your toes. It's just the scout coming in here. He's going to get a glimpse as to exactly what's going on. Oh, does he get to the left? Yeah, he's basically seen everything.
So that is, yeah, he sees
That's
that it's
so
Reaver tech
huge.
even. And this is such an advantage for Mind right now. First off, the placement of those buildings, if he drops a tank and 2 vultures there, you can't really break it because those buildings are all close together. Second off, he has a starport. He can make a Wraith.
Okay, so he tried to go for it. Like we said before, it's 8 Dragoon shots to kill a tank. So sometimes when they're trying to micro the tank back and forth, you'll see them run in there and try to shoot it down and then go right back to hitting that bunker. So, I mean, this is really scary here for Horang2. I think this is definitely going to be a game that Mind could take.
Oh, absolutely. This is Mind's game to lose right now. The fact that his expansion is this quick and he has starport tech against a Reaver, you just make a Wraith and suddenly this Reaver tech is wrecked. Like, you can, if he comes in from the wrong angle and he doesn't have Dragoons nearby, you just kill the shuttle.
Well, here's what's crazy as well is that you can actually end up in an even worse situation if you don't have shuttle speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In fact, you almost have to get shuttle speed with this, but I don't know that Horang2 is going to do that because he, of course, doesn't know that it's dropship until this dropship comes in here.
Yeah, and now with the Reaver so far away, look at this place that he can drop everything. You put some mines down in between.
Oh, man, look at this.
Yeah, this is so good for Mind right now. Look at this. He's getting probes at the natural. He's forcing them to run. The vultures are killing the probes in the main base.
The observer's coming back now. And, in fact, I think he could probably leave with everything still intact.
Oh, he could. I think you just target down probes right now and then micro at home.
But hold on. Here comes the Reaver drop over at the natural. There's a Wraith, but the SCVs aren't safe.
Oh, he's pulled him in time. It looks like just one falls right there. Another Scarab shot does hit. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, he does have shuttle speed.
Oh, my gosh.
But he loses that. He's unable to drop that because he was in between the high ground and the low ground.
Yeah. So
Ouch.
he just loses the Reaver. That was not enough damage. Mind has taken a gigantic advantage right here.
Yeah, Mind has given Horang2 a huge beating, and he's continuing to add more factories. Now, we don't know when he's going to push, but when that push comes, Horang2 will certainly not have as much as he could have had he macroed a little bit more cleanly and defended cleaner.
Well, from here, I am really interested in what Horang2 is going to end up doing because with Mind, he's already done good damage. Just harassing, continuing to harass a little bit here and there, getting his macro flowing. And I hope to see a third command center. I think that's basically the best stuff that he can do and just get the game to go a little bit longer. But for Horang2, you know, he's lost some probes. His Reaver didn't do anything. His expansions are a bit later. Sure, he has his third Nexus.
Yeah, but I think he's going to lose some more probes here, Artosis. There's another drop coming in here right now.
Yeah.
See?
Dragoon's coming down. 2 Dragoons up here. Let's see what he does with it.
I was going to say the definition of insanity would be doing the same drop over and over and expecting the same results.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to turn that around. In fact, that dropship's kind of isolated now. Looks like he wants to try to escape. Uh-oh. Ouch.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly what the payload was in here, but a Marine and a Vulture get out. They get almost nothing done. So, you know, maybe a little bit greedy on that one. But Mind is still completely fine here. Oh, my gosh.
5 factories. Wow.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. And, like, right now, the actual army of Horang2 is not that big. It's mostly Dragoons. He's only had 2 gateways for a long time. This is going to be such a scary push. If you push from the high ground, you will kill the third Nexus.
Here's the thing, though. We got to watch how this Reaver is going to be used, especially in the big fight, because sometimes a few good Reaver shots, all the Vultures and tanks disappear.
That is true. He's still got a Wraith out. He's about to have +1 here as well for his units, I think.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, got to run that. Woo. Gets a Vulture, though.
Crazy how quickly you can wipe stuff out. Okay, now he's going to see the tanks coming up here. Actually, maybe Mind curved away just in time. But Mind is going to come in here and attack, and I don't see movement from Horang2 on the mini-map, so that tells me that In fact, there is going to be a pretty big attack coming up here that might just blindside Horang2.
Yeah, he is caught unawares here. This is going to be very tough to hold. Having this high ground position, having the defensive Wraith as well. That mine! Oh!
Okay.
All right, that could have been
yeah, that could have been the worst thing ever for Protoss. However, I don't think it's going to get any much better here. Let's see if this drop works out, though. He's going to come in here now.
Yeah, this actually is a pretty good idea from Horang2. Do a counter drop when all the units are out.
That's right, and some of these Scarabs are absolutely connecting with their desired targets.
Yeah. Oh, man, he has some real potential with this drop. In the natural, another Scarab going to be shot.
Whoa! Another big hit, and it's not slowing down. I mean, he's going to get way more workers than Terran got in that initial attack.
Oh, man, he really spends the time there. And, oh, God, 17 kills on this. Oh! Huge amount of damage here.
So crazy, but with the shuttle gone, the Reaver gone, isn't it possible for mine to push in a little bit more?
You know, there's no Zealot legs, so yeah, he might be able to here without that shuttle. It's a good point, but he's only killed a Nexus. It's not like, oh, there's a shuttle. Uh-oh. I think Horang2 has done well enough here that he's going to be able to break this push.
Okay, he's going to try to drop these Zealots out, and you want to keep the Vultures right by.
Oh,
good mind drag there. But you know what? It's just Dragoons. Actually, with the Zealot hitting in the back, I think Horang2 is going to be able to finally clean this up.
Yeah, and that is a lot of army loss for Mind. And by the way, Mind is on 5 factory play. Okay, when you go 5 factory, you don't have a third command center.
Yeah, you're kind of putting it all in on the mid game.
A little bit, yeah. You're really relying on this to do a ton of damage, and he only even has 1 add-on, as we see. He has double armory, so that kind of fixes his build a little bit, where it's like, okay, yeah, your economy isn't big, but either is Protoss, you're going to have 2-1, though, and that's huge.
You know, I just don't know that this is going to be enough tanks. I think he's trying to slot in more and more tanks, but you know, this is sometimes what I would call over-pushing. When the initial push fails, sometimes you'll see Terrans that keep sending tanks and Vultures after it hasn't quite worked out because they've had games where it's been turned around, but if it doesn't work there, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, certainly.
Now, he's getting pretty close here. Nice dodge. I think he actually picked that Dragoon up.
Yeah, I think you're right, but with all these Dragoons coming down, these 2 siege tanks will be killed off. But still, you know what? This is such a wild game. This is a really, really crazy one because Horang2 is sitting here. He's got a speed shuttle. You know, he has Reaver tech, but Mind is getting 2-1. Right? So
that's a good point.
I mean, it's 2 base versus 2 base. You never see this. Like 2 base Protoss trying to hold off 1 tank and 6 Vultures at a time or something. It's crazy.
Okay, we got the Reaver out here now. Oh, that was a huge hit. That's the kind of hit that Mine needed this game. But there's still a Reaver out on the map.
Yeah, and the thing is, every time that he gets a production round in, that is a bunch of Dragoons coming down. You're not going to be able to rally Vultures forever and kill this. Yeah,
you got to think, too, Horang2 is probably making a second Reaver here. The problem is, without a Wraith here, there's no real answer. Oh, my God, Horang2, you are so gutsy. He's going to just drop again.
Yeah. Well, I think he realizes that so few siege tanks are coming in, he can slow this down massively with Dragoons, and that is not good defense. This Reaver could do insane damage.
Yeah, here we go again. He's up. Okay, here we go. He's going to drop the Reaver. And
Oh, yeah, actually, I think he missed a shot right there. I feel like he could have killed that Reaver.
It's kind of funny watching Horang2 use Reavers and shuttles because he dances them just a little bit more than you would expect. This is so many more SCVs kills. Again, it's just a 2-base Terran against a 2-base Protoss. This is like an all-out slugfest of a match.
It really is.
The problem is I feel like Protoss is hanging on.
Yeah, he is. Look at this. He's got 7 gates right now, but minerals are going dry. He needs a 3rd Nexus. Like, it's the weirdest thing, but he's killed so many SCVs that Mind actually has more minerals to mine from if they stay on 2 base.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. Horang2 has to take a 3rd. I don't care where, just make a 3rd Nexus.
Oh, I love the DT added into this.
Yeah.
Because there's been no turrets made in these pushes.
It's very true.
This tank went to the wrong neighborhood here.
Yeah, he's going to be picked off too. Wow, every tank right now is really valuable. I wonder if there's a DT in there. The DT Reaver drop, Tasis, you want to talk about next level dirty?
Yes, sir, Tosis. Tell us about that.
Well, you think it's just a Reaver, but then a DT's there too.
Yeah. And
that's the whole story, Tasteless.
Oh,
I think
bad.
it speaks for itself.
Oh! It does not
Wow.
do anything. I think that might trigger mine to push out again here. I'm sorry, is that a third command center floating to the top?
Yes, he did make a third finally. And so both of them actually kind of looking at the situation saying, we need third bases.
Yeah.
So Horangi's making 2 Nexuses. I think that's a great choice right now. You need at least one of them to stay. Mind, on the other hand, he's setting up at his third. He's starting to spread out a little bit more of a defensive stance from him here.
So we have the 2 Nexuses coming up. This actually could just stretch out into another really long game. It looked like it was going to be one guy or the other just taking it pretty quickly because there were so many punches thrown. But
I feel like Horangi did a lot of things really well once he got behind in this game. Like some of these Reaver drops and stuff really have kept him in it. But at this point, the fact that he's had the 2 armories, like he's going to be playing, I believe it's 0-0-0 upgrades on Protoss, and it should be 2-1, if not right now, anytime now for Terran.
Oh, no, I think he's already got 2-1.
Yeah, so that's, like his units are just going to start killing everything.
But that being said, mine needs to be cautious, not throw away any units, even these vultures. It's worth trying to poke out and do damage, but you got to make sure if you're going to commit to anything like killing probes, these vultures need to pay for themselves.
Yeah. Well, Horangi does have that +1. He's still around the map a little bit. He has a little bit of vision out on the map, which is good. Because if mine gets into position, it's going to be very hard to break anything.
So mine probably can't push right away. He's now got that third base up. He's continuing to macro. He's continuing to upgrade here. So, yeah, I mean, 3-2 is an inevitability, Artosis.
Yeah.
This might be a game where it looks pretty close, and suddenly the viewers are going to be scratching their heads saying, wait a minute, and all the Terran units just kill the Protoss units.
Yeah. Whoa, an Arbiter.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. The next stage of the game is here. 2-1 upgrades for Terran. Everyone's on a third base, which is very, very late for a third base. But now that the Arbiter is out as well, originally looking at this map, I was like, oh, I think that Arbiters could be good here. Just because the main base stretches around so far. It's gigantic. There's a lot of area that you could recall into.
Yeah. That's actually a very good point. I hadn't really thought of that. I was so caught up with the Reaver and the Reaver play and the push in here from Terran.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I recall the main's almost asking for it. But will we get that far? I mean, this push is coming out, and I would imagine this might be synced up with the +3 attack, +2 armor upgrade.
The Arbiter is going to have to work some magic to be able to hold this. Because right now, without any doubt, the army of Mind is way better than Horangi's.
Okay, some of these mines doing some damage here. There's no real way for Protoss to defend this. This is too much of an angular, kind of weird valley-like position. So Horangi's going to try to expand in the opposite direction of the push.
Now, likewise, if Mine tried to go down that ramp, that might not turn out too well for him either. I don't think there's any side storms. That's nice.
If I recall what you said earlier correctly, we might have this happening. And this is pretty crazy.
Oh, the mines actually, I don't think they connected well, but look
what's
at
funny?
these
These Zealots are stuck behind the depot somehow.
Oh,
one little Reaver here.
You're right. And that Reaver drop actually does quite a bit. The Arbiter tanked the turret shots for that shuttle to stay alive. Now, he's sending a lot of units home. It's not like he's going to die to this. You'd never really die to a recall. It's just it buys the Protoss a lot of time and sometimes is very efficient.
Yeah, I like this D matrix on the one. On the one Vulture.
Mind actually having a hard time clearing that right now too. I love how he's kind of staying on the high ground right above the ramp. So you're missing shots as Terran trying to clear it.
Yeah. So this is eventually cleaned up, but as you guys can see, the push was pulled all the way back. It's like you hit a reset button on the Terran's positioning. Yeah,
and it buys Horangi a lot of time. He's down in supply and upgrades, but the more times you do moves like this that get to be a little bit efficient and by that time, maybe he can get up his fourth in the bottom left before this Nexus is killed by one Vulture.
Yeah. Now we have a DT headed up here. This is actually pretty smart by Horangi. He's going to be able to do a decent amount with very little here. He can go up there and take out that SCV, make it the command center. Maybe a little bit greedy here by Mine to try to make the command center in the location. But the Mine takes it out anyways.
Well, a little bit of bad luck right there. Looks like +2 armor has finished here for the
+3
vehicles.
just finished for it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, like right before the Observer clicked on the Dragoon.
Yeah, so he's up 3 upgrades on Protoss right now, and the thing is, Terran upgrades even scale better than Protoss upgrades. So this is gigantic. His army is so strong, and not just that, He's up almost 20 supply.
That's right. Another recall is going to come out here, but again, the Terran's army overall is just so strong. It's going to be so difficult for a Protoss to try to fight.
Let's see what this Arbiter can do. If he can force that army to turn around again, that is the best case scenario, because otherwise he's going to die.
Okay, he's going to recall on this command center where the vast majority of the SCVs are. Pretty small recall, pretty small defense.
Yeah, Horang2 is not going to be able to hold on to this Nexus. That is for sure, and this actually cuts off the path to the bottom left, so both those bases should end up dying. Also, Mind going to be able to clear this out. This is looking more and more like a Terran victory.
Yeah, we should be seeing GG pretty soon here, as Terran is going to smash this base here at the bottom. If Terran can identify this base at the bottom left, which shouldn't be that hard to do, then that'll go down as well, and Protoss, simply put, will not have a functional economy.
Yeah, I mean, Horang2 has actually done an awesome job of holding on throughout this game. There was a lot of times where it was looking very dire for him. But at this point, he needs a miracle. Like, even if he uses this set of units and gets in here and clears this army, I think he's going to lose at least all the probes, maybe the Nexus.
Well, let's see if Horang2 can do it. He's going to come down now. These zealots need to be pulled right on top of those tanks.
Now, if Mind does not target this Nexus down at some point, that's going to be an issue, but he might think he can win this. Oh, with that Reaver coming in.
Great scare up there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Mind didn't kill the Nexus?
Yeah.
This is going to get cleared, and
this
he did not kill the Nexus?
Look at this. Shoot, target the probe.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty crucial to do that, but he killed enough of the army, and he's still got the advantage in supply. He's still got the upgrade advantage.
Yeah.
He's just going to come down again.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the second attack will kill it. If you watch that fight alone, this game looks fairly close, but then when you just see that Terran has already remade so much, and Protoss with inferior supply is not going to have a ton of options.
Yeah, very, very awesome and interesting game from both sides here, but it seems to be coming to an end. Horang2 is trying to make like some sort of miracle save here. He brings in that Reaver once again.
Yeah, well, the Reaver can always get better trades if it's controlled perfectly, but it looks like it's been shot down. And that's going to be it. GG, we're tied up 1-1 in this best of 5.
Excellent, excellent game there in game number 2. You know, that game kind of made me feel like I was watching a Terran vs. Zerg from Mind.
Yeah.
Instead of 5 racks plus 1. He went 5 factory plus 1. He stayed on 2 base for 100,000 years, got some more upgrades. It's such an interesting play from our Terran player, but I guess Horang2, I'm really impressed with some of the decisions that he made. You know, when he's under attack at his third, he's like, you know what, this Reaver has to go across the map, and it needs to kill SCVs. And he definitely got some damage done there.
It just seems like Horang2 knows how to win. Unfortunately, you know, the way that Mind had invested into the play there, the way he invested into his army, he was just set up for a better position. His army was simply put stronger than Horang2's. And, you know, Mind stamped out too many bases. Horang2 never got to grow to be as big and as scary as he was in Game 1. We're going to go to a short break. Stick around. We'll be right back at the KSL.